In a previous episode of ChronoCast, I said I'd fallen out of love with Breitling. I had. I've sold my Chronomat, sold my Super Ocean. I'm now Breitling-less. And for that, I'm sorry. But to one person in particular, Arvin, who works for Breitling in Bristol, Cribs Causeway.
Cut to me. Long-time listener, long-time viewer.
When we went into the Breitling shop in Cribs Causeway, he called me out on it straight away, saying, I can't believe you've fallen out of love with Breitling and you've sold your beautiful watches. I instantly felt guilty and ashamed of myself and realised actually the error in my ways. I'll be honest, I had gone in with the intention of having a look at some particular watches, and one of them is what I'm watching in this episode. And his kind of stewardship through the journey of looking at these watches, telling the story, showing the beauty of them, and offering me some coffee and some finance as well.
Yeah.
It made it very hard to walk out not buying this watch. In particular, I want to look at today the new top time, the B31, the three-hander, in that kind of electric blue. It absolutely not just jumps off the page, but again, like so many of these watches in 2025 are so much nicer in the flesh than on any website can show you.
Yeah.
The colours.
This is the year where it's more important than ever
go to a jeweler's,
to walk into a retailer's and have a look.
Yeah.
Because the images, they give you an idea, but they don't talk to you in the same way.
Again, I want to get this right because I have to, even when I wrote the notes down after looking at it, I keep having to double check it. It's a 38 millimeter Breitling, which first of all goes against what I kind of think about with them. I always think about their big aviation watches. This Top Time series is more vintage, kind of 60s styled. It's kind of like where I'm at right now. 38 millimeter on the bracelet just wore massive amounts bigger than that. Like the kind of wrist presence that it had.
Immediately, the feel of it was incredible, but I could see your confusion at that detail because it was very much a friend of ours, Rob. He likes a dainty watch. He likes that slightly smaller. It was a Rob watch more than it was a AJ watch. And for me, I kind of look at watches and I enjoy that. I enjoy setting the person up in my head with what they would fall for.
Yeah.
Not in a malicious way, AJ.
Well, it sounds malicious. It sounds like you want us to all fall over buying watches.
Put it in front of them and just see how they cope.
Okay. I don't even know where to start. There's so much that's beautiful about this. That electric blue is gorgeous in person. The red secondhand kind of accenting and jumping off, giving that contrast. A beautiful box to that sapphire. It even has a date cyclops, which I normally hate. But yet on this watch, I kind of falling in love with these little details. And I blame Arvin. I think he did some kind of magic on me.
He wasn't going to let go of you.
No.
He was insisting that by the time you left that store, you would either have a watch or be back deeply in love with the Breitling Cribs way.
Yes, what's it, Cribs Crew or something? His Instagram. Anyway,
we'll drop a link to his Instagram below because I think maximum respect.
Genuine
for what
lovely
he did.
guy. Yeah. The exhibition case back on this. Anyone knows that watches the show. I and you deeply love seeing a movement. Normally, if it's a rubbish movement, a cheap movement, a Seiko or something, I still like looking at it. It's cool. But when it's something as beautifully finished as that, then it's special.
Yeah.
That's the B31 movement. And this is actually quite... I'm going to get Nerd Corner out.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
It's important.
Yeah.
This is Breitling's first in-house designed three-hand movement. The first one that they've done themselves.
That's impressive.
That's impressive. B31. And it's specifically for these top times. Before...
and previously was ETA.
Kinesi.
Oh, okay.
It was Kinesi before, and now it's their in-house design and development, and who's manufacturing it?
No.
Sellita.
Oh.
Sellita manufacture Breitland's designed movement. Because if you imagine the Sellita manufacturing process is like in the millions of units that they can produce.
Sure.
So Breitling design it, develop it, give it to Sellita to manufacture, and then obviously
do you know what? I am loving
that
part of the watch industry at the minute. There's a lot of working together to
we see it with Kinsey, like you said,
to make processes easier. And to go, actually, you've got a really good movement there. That would be great for our watch because we think it's incredible. And you're seeing some sharing going on.
Interesting at the same time, Swatch have closed off the access to ETA manufacturing. Not just the ETA movement, but like the ETA's kind of manufacturing capabilities. So they've closed it off to just being Swatch watches now. So everyone else is kind of moving to, we're going to go to Kinsey or we're going to go to, Sellita. TAG also have their, I think it's the TH31, which they in-house design and develop, and Sellita manufacture it as well. So Sellita are really kind of opening up to kind of these higher-end, elaborate manufacturer grade. I mean, the finishing, that perlage on it and stuff is beautiful.
He really did a number on you.
He did, yeah. I really rubbed off his watch nerd on me. Look at this. Look at that dial. And again, okay, I had said Breitling, I felt, had lost their way. I didn't like the departure from the Wings logo.
Yeah.
But yet on the top time, I think just the B actually fits that kind of 60s design quite well. It's clearly not an aviation watch, is it?
Yeah, I totally agree. It's an entirely different style from what we're used to seeing from the Breitling of 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And where they are now. Bear in mind, they went through aviation and then big with the Super Ocean kind of dive watches. Yeah. And now, again, we're seeing another style where they're going deep into classic vintage.
Yeah, going back to this kind of 60s aesthetic, which I really deeply love. The hands as well. Hands are beautifully finished, that polish on them. It's COSC certified, so it's a chronometer certified movement as well, 72-hour power reserve. It does carry quite a hefty price is the only thing for a simple three-handed 38mm Breitling.
I noticed for a watch that you immediately adored and were looking at very closely, the hesitation to move forward.
£4,850.
Yeah, that is a chunk of change.
It's a chunk, and my only problem is there's a couple of watches that I really deeply love at that like $4,000 to $5,000 mark right now.
Yeah.
And I can't obviously get them all. So it's like, which one is the one I aim at to get?
That is the thing I love with collecting, though.
It's awesome feeling.
Working towards achievements and going, that is the next one. And it might be a little bit of time off.
Yeah.
And maybe in between I'll fall for, some smaller accidents.
Yes. Yeah.
Fall over.
Put me a few months behind on my saving.
Yeah. But the long-term goal of going, this is going to be my next big boy.
For me, and maybe I'll do some what you're watchings on the other ones as well, because it's probably worth it. There's this, which I wasn't expecting to love so much and deeply loved. Mainly, it's the blue, how much the blue jumps out in person.
And then there's some others. I'm not going to let you. Don't do that. Not
going to talk about that other.
No.
What about that amazing
in the next one?
And that one with
that will be the following one.
Wow, but it's got
there's so many things to share.
Okay.
Right now,
let's keep it on the Breitling.
Yeah. So Breitling had some incredible offerings. I did try on a Super Ocean that I saw.
Oh, it was nice.
I realised when searching through my photos, which is a wonderful thing with Apple, you go to the top right-hand corner, go into the magnifying glass, type in Breitling, and it'll pull up everything. It
shows you how sick you are. It shows you the depths of your illness.
And then I realised that I've been looking at this watch for 2 years.
Wow.
So, and the same style, and I picked it out again.
Was it a Super Ocean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I picked out one with, I think you say Milanese.
I don't know if it's Milanese or if it's just chain or...
I don't know.
Yeah.
But it had a beautiful bracelet. I really like the way that it kind of glistens. When you're at an authorized dealers, they've got some tricks up their sleeve.
The lighting.
That lighting will make everything look incredible.
Yeah.
Including the watch that you're embarrassed to be wearing in there. Because, it's scratched up or whatever.
Yeah.
But it looks absolutely epic. And it had the black dial with the black bezel. Unfortunately for me, that is a thing that I'll end
Black on
up
black.
just filling a whole watch box with the same watch.
The other one that we looked at when we were there, is the Top Time chronograph. Again, very selfishly, it's a smaller watch, so it was more me than you, but equally beautiful. They had the because they're all obviously because it's a chronograph, they're all kind of racing kind of themed. Was it the Cobra one that we were looking at with the blue? It had two-tone blue on it. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I wish I could geek out to the same level. I didn't realise how deeply you had fallen, but you seem to know way more on this than I do.
Oh, I've really fallen for this. Like it's, I can't get it out of my head. There's 2 watches from that trip that I cannot get out of my head, and it's not the one you're expecting.
Oh,
no, it wasn't that Grand Seiko.
Okay.
So when I say there's a couple of watches that are in that £4,000 to £5,000 price point, and I can't decide which one to aim at, it's like a real problem. And this is right up there with that.
Yeah. And that's no bad thing. It's an incredible watch. And here's the thing. He did such a number on you.
He did a real number.
I'm willing to get you a drink, take a seat, let me show you some watches. Would you like to try another one? Would you like to try this one? What about this one? Would you like to try it on that colour strap? He was incredible.
He even complimented my Tudor through gritted teeth.
Yeah.
He's like, that's nice. It's got a Breitling movement in it. It's like, what was that? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's got a Breitling movement in it.
Yeah.
All right, okay. It's the only reason he let me in.
Yeah, I think so. And, deeply, deeply offended at you selling your Breitlings.
Okay, I was fine with it. I was fine with selling Breitlings. Firstly, I was fine with selling because they enabled me to get other watches that I really loved.
Yeah.
Specifically like the Omega Seamaster, really loved.
I think here's the thing first. Nobody really minds you selling watches as long as you're not scalping watches.
Yes.
So when you have them in the way that you do, where you've enjoyed them for years,
Yeah.
and then you go, actually, I need to change my collection slightly. That to me is perfectly acceptable. What's not acceptable is jumping on lists, buying watches up, and then flipping them straight away for more money.
I was fine with going Breitlingless and feeling like they'd kind of lost their way and saying it on here, right up until the morning I had to send away the chronomat. And then I realised what I'd done. I was like, oh, I really love, because Breitling was my entry drug really into this whole like expensive watches.
Yeah.
It was the gateway drug.
It was the same for me. It was the first big brand watch that I bought, and it kind of opened the doors.
Yes, totally did. And so letting go of it and then feeling like I didn't have any Breitlings in the collection, suddenly I irrationally felt a bit sad. So going to Cribs and being open to the idea of there are some Breitlings I know that I kind of like the look of on paper, and then having a really nice guy kind of showing us around the journeys of these watches, I just deeply fell in love with the Top Time.
Yeah, I definitely understand the struggle of the aspirational watch. I'm going to put this one somewhere on the timeline here and go, I have to do that at a point.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Breitling have achieved with this. They've got a great range with this Top Time.
Yeah, they really do.
For me, in the wild, way more than online. So it's really important that you do go and visit.
None.
retailers.
I don't even think the pictures that we took of it on the day will do it justice. The way it jumps out at you, that color jumps out at you. Much like how we were talking about at the start of this podcast, how Grand Seikos feel special in a way that you can never explain.
Yeah.
This looks special in a way that you can't show.
So it's one of the beautiful things. You've proved yourself wrong with size.
100%. Yeah. So have you.
Which is really form factor as well, isn't it? You're kind of going through everything's form factor in your collection and going, actually, I want to slim it down. I want to change the style. I'm looking at more modern retro.
Yeah.
And the watches you're finding, I'm in awe of what you're doing. It's not my style, but I love it in the way that
you're supposed to be helping me get over my addiction, not encouraging me.
I love the way you're collecting these vintage styles in the way that I like the skin divers.
Yes, yeah, totally.
And the sort of 42, 43s. For me, I'm trying to vary the colours and everything else. And it's aspirational where you're going with it. And I think the top time is a real problem.
It's a real problem. And I blame you.
Yeah.
I blame them for not stopping me. And most of all, I blame Arvin in Breitling, Bristol.